This could be the most important video you watch all year, if not the most important video ever, because it's about your gut lining. Not very glamorous, of course, but I'm telling you, if you're wanting to lose weight or clear your skin or heal a disease or have better digestion or get fit, healing your gut is the best thing that you can do. And you might have heard about leaky gut. Maybe you've heard about it and you think, well, I don't have a leaky gut. Well, we're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to talk about why the gut lining matters, what damages your gut lining, how to heal the gut lining, and then at the end, I'm going to give you some simple daily rituals that you can do right away so that you start feeling better. Now, before you decide, well, I don't have a leaky gut, this isn't about me, let me ask you this. Have you ever tried to lose weight and you did all the things, but it wasn't working? Or maybe the weight came off, but then it came back on. Or what about this one? You have skin problems and it seems to like it's going away because you're doing good things. And then all of a sudden, maybe you eat one meal and then your skin flares up again. Or do you notice bloating after you're eating or low energy? What about that carb crash? Or you eat something and then it just knocks you out and you want to go to sleep right away. Well, food isn't really supposed to do that. So what's going on? What's getting into your bloodstream? Why is it even happening? What's crazy is that the cells of the gut lining, they replace themselves in 3 to 5 days. So you replace the cells of the gut lining within a week. And within 2 to 4 weeks, you start seeing symptom relief. So if you're healing your gut lining within 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes even sooner, usually sooner, but within like 2 weeks, you start feeling symptom relief, like more energy, less bloating, better digestion. And if you stick with healing your gut, within 6 to 12 weeks approximately, you start feeling less inflammation, your skin starts to improve, you start having a better mood. And if you really stick with it, within 6 to 12 months, you can heal diseases, you can heal chronic leaky gut or years and years of damage. So there's so much hope for healing your gut. So my name is Denise and I'm the creator of Spa Life TV, where we learn how to live healthy in a simple, fun, and super effective way. We love talking about spas and massages and all these important things, biohacking. But before we get there, we got to heal our gut, because your gut is the foundation. Whether you're trying to lose weight, heal your skin, heal a disease, whatever you're trying to do, the gut is your starting point. And that's the point of this gut series. So let's look at the roadmap related to this gut mini series that I'm creating here for you, because there's too many people that are struggling with their gut. And I'm just pulling back the curtain because you need to know how to heal your gut. Now, we started with the first video. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch that because it sets the foundation. Very important. Then we also did one on lowering inflammation, like calming the flame so we can prepare the gut for healing. And this one's special because we're going to actually talk about healing the gut lining. Like, it's more than a barrier. It's like an organ. It's like a function. It's a functional organ within the body that does so much more than just act like a skin. So let's talk about why the gut lining matters. So the gut lining so here we have the esophagus to the stomach, to the small intestines, to the large intestines. Now, what it actually does is number one, it acts as a selective barrier. So it determines what gets through the intestinal wall into the bloodstream. It also determines where it's going to go. Is it going to go to the liver? It's going to go to the lymph. It determines who goes where, almost like an orchestrator. And then the lining itself is layered with a mucosal, mucousy layer to protect you from any acids or to move things along. So that mucus layer is so important. And then another thing it does is it trains the immune system. What goes in, what goes out, what antibodies should be built, so it should be created, when antibodies should be executed and where they should go. So it has huge functions. So it literally trains your immune system. And 70% of your immune system lives within your gut. And then the cells of the gut lining, they're called epithelial cells, and they communicate with each other to tell the immune system where to go and what to do. And of course, the gut lining, it supports digestion, absorption that is happening throughout the entire gut. And the gut is also responsible for managing your your inflammation, because if you have a leaky gut, then particles that are not supposed to get through the gut lining do get through the gut lining, and it causes inflammation. It acts as a, and then that thing that goes through acts as a trigger and causes inflammation in your whole body. Now, this is what the lining actually looks like. Those little finger-like projections are called villi. And so food and particles run past the villi, and those are called tight junctions. So the villi actually are kind of tight together, and those are called tight junctions. Those junctions have to be tight so that food particles don't go in and out. And it's like a doorway. It's like a gate. It decides who goes in and out. And it also houses the bacteria, but we'll do that on another video. So here is what a tight junction looks like. On this side, you see how the junctions are all snug together? When you have a leaky gut, the junctions become leaky, and particles that are not supposed to go through actually go through, get into your bloodstream, and the immune system says, alert, alert, those don't belong there. And here's the crazy part. Sometimes they're healthy things. Sometimes they're fiber. Sometimes they're things that are good for you. That's why someone might say, hey, I never used to be allergic to this food, like a mango. And all of a sudden, later on in life, they're allergic to a mango or some other food. Why would that happen? Because they have a leaky gut, and the particles of those foods are getting into their bloodstream, and the body has recognized them as foreign. And so the body says, alert, alert, that's not supposed to be here. And then the body creates antibodies. So the next time they eat that mango, the particles go through again, and the body says, I recognize that particle as foreign. It has already has a blueprint to go after that food. And then we call that an allergy. So this is what a leaky gut actually is, and this is what it looks like. So if you have symptoms, there's a high probability you have a leaky gut, which is common. It's very, very common. So at this point, hey, let's just treat it as if you had a leaky gut and heal it that way. And then you'll start feeling so much better. So I often compare the gut lining to like a shaggy carpet. So you know how when you get a new carpet, it's all fluffy, and I like those tight carpets, where the little fibers are nice and snug and tight. So imagine if you start walking on that carpet, there's just people walk on it all the time. That area starts to get flattened and it's not fluffy anymore. That's exactly what the gut lining is like. It's like that those finger-like projections just get flattened, they get damaged, they get shortened and just squished, and it causes a leaky gut. Now you might be thinking, okay, so that's what a leaky gut is, but how does this happen? And certainly, how do we fix it? So let's talk about that. How does it happen? Triggers. Now, if you saw video number 2 and we talked about inflammation, then you know that things are triggers. How are they triggers? Because they get through that leaky gut, get into your bloodstream, and the body says, alert, alert, these are damaging. And when those particles continue to go through your bloodstream, it just becomes chronic. And that damaged gut just doesn't get an opportunity to heal. And then we start seeing really severe symptoms and sometimes diseases. So what are we talking about? Sugars, processed foods, things that you already know. But the most important thing is that you understand that when you remove these triggers, remember we talked about that within 2 to 4 weeks, you could feel better. Some of those symptoms will go away. Within 6 to 12 weeks, you actually start lowering inflammation and your mood starts changing, your energy's improving. Remember we talked about even 6 to 12 months, you can start healing some of those diseases and really start noticing much better health. Weight starts falling off, things like that. So it is doable, but these are the damaging things. Gluten. Now, even if you go, well, I can eat bread, no problem, right? But gluten is irritating to the gut lining. So it's worth taking a break while you heal your leaky gut. Now, here's the cool part. I don't recommend it all the time, but after you heal your leaky gut and you've done this for, let's say, 6 months, and you decide to eat some bread, it doesn't cause any problems because you have a healthy gut lining, which can protect you from the damages of the gluten. Now, I wouldn't recommend it because if you start eating gluten on a regular basis, again, you're just going to damage your gut lining. So dairy, Doesn't mean that dairy is bad. It just means take a break and then slowly bring it back in when you've healed your gut for a couple of weeks. Definitely soy, because of the way soy is made now with GMOs and such. It's highly sensitive to people. Environmental toxins, pesticides, mold, those kind of things. Looking for those, trying to remove those things while you're healing your gut. Now, I would say forever, but certainly while you're healing your gut. And then any infections, go getting your teeth checked. Chronic stress is extremely damaging to your gut. The chemicals, the cortisol, it will destroy those villi in the long run. And then poor sleep, and then not recovering from, let's say, intense workouts, or not recovering from a night of poor sleep. Your body needs to recover. So these are the triggers that are damaging your gut, and you're not unfamiliar with those, right? I mean, everything in here, it's like, yeah, I've heard that, right? But I wanted to list them so you can see if you remove these triggers for a period of time, it'll give your gut a chance to heal. It's kind of like if you cut your knuckle and let's say you scraped your thumb. You scraped your thumb. Well, you have a cut right on there. You want to stop bending the cut so that it stops opening. It's the same thing with healing a leaky gut. It's like having a cut. Just stop opening the cut and let the cut heal itself. And the body is always trying to heal. Your body is so brilliant. You are so magnificent because you are made of this amazing body that wants to be healthy. It's doing everything that it can to be healthy and keep you alive. And it doesn't just want to keep you alive, it wants you to thrive. We just need to give it the right resources and stop triggering it with the things that it doesn't like. So how do you seal and heal the gut lining? That's what we're going to talk about next, because that's what's really important, right? We already talked about removing the triggers. The main ones that I've listed: gluten, sugar, alcohol, processed foods, stress chemicals, yes, stress, chemicals, toxins, those kind of things. Take a break. Now, I understand that it's hard to do. So if you haven't downloaded the health grid, I recommend you do that because it's going to help you stay organized. And then repair the gut lining. Now, here's the important part. These are the things that not only build the mucus layer, but actually seal and heal the tight junctions so that you have a healthy gut lining. So there is a list of these items in the description below. You can get some of these on full script. Some of them you can get other places, but I've listed them here. So these things are more of a gelatinous consistency, and they help heal that gut lining. And then finally, restore balance. Because you spent the time to heal the barrier, how do you restore balance? In other words, create an environment where the gut lining can heal. Well, as I recommended in video number 2, IgG 2000 from Microbiome Labs, which you can get in the description below under full scripts. This one is awesome at cooling down the flame, allowing the things that are irritating the gut to calm down, just cool it down. And that is a powerful, powerful product. And then stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed. This gives digestion time to process all the food that you've had for dinner so that when you sleep, there's no irritation and the gut lining can just heal up. Taking digestive enzymes before your meals helps digest the food so that it's not hanging out too long in the small intestines and seeping through into your bloodstream. Eating more soft and cooked foods while you're healing. Now, here's one you don't hear much about. We think that salads are so healthy. They are healthy if you have a sealed gut lining, if you have a healthy gut lining. If not, they can be irritating. It can actually, the fiber of the salads can be irritating to your gut. So it's a good idea, at least for a week or 2 weeks, to have more sauteed vegetables, cooked soups. You want to eat a lot of meats and fish and chicken, things that have good protein, because your gut lining is going to need those proteins to heal. And then only add fiber as tolerated. So if you take a week to 2 weeks off of eating salads, slowly start reintroducing them and see how you tolerate them. So here is the simple daily rituals that I think is going to help you feel good right away. So starting your morning off with some lemon water to rebalance the pH in your digestive system and get things moving and help clean out that liver that has been working all night long. When you sit down to eat a meal, your body has to be in a parasympathetic, relaxed state. So how do you do that? Just slow down, take a deep breath. Don't eat in a stressful environment. Just take a deep breath, smile, get cozy, and say a quick prayer over your food so that you just feel relaxed and calm. And that's the state that you want to be in when you eat. Adding some bone broth, sea moss, collagen to your daily routine. Adding MegaMucosa or L-glutamine. It shouldn't say or, it's and. Add MegaMucosa and glutamine supplement and IgG 2000. And then in the evening, you want to make sure that you're not eating at least 3 hours before, because that gut wants to have some time to repair itself, right? So to keep everything organized that we talked about, this is the health grade. It's so important that you print one of these up per week to keep yourself organized. So there you have it. That's what it's like to heal a gut lining. And it's so important. The reason this video is I'm so excited to share this video with you because, well, a lot of people aren't talking about it. And yet it is the missing link to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.